Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari. भगवद गीता इधर है. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी. श्री प्रभुपाद की जाय. श्री गौणताई की जाय. जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जाय. गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. थैंक यू प्रभु. Going this way. How do you do that? Hare Krishna. Hope it stays. Thank you. It's okay. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunamalatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swam Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapat Kamlam Shri Gurana Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagritam Sagan Ragnatvitam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Sarabhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagan Lalita Shri Vishakhanatavascha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Bhaksha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I welcome you all for the session. So today we'll be doing a study from Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, as we all know, it's a samvad. It's a conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. So there's a battle is going to be fought, and Arjun and Krishna are there, and Arjun and Krishna are on one side. The Pandavas are on one side, the Kauravas. But Pandavas are actually Kauravas only. But they are called Pandavas because they are son of Pandu. So that's why they have been segregated. Otherwise, they are Kauravas itself. That's why Krishna wanted Arjun to get bewildered so that he could speak the Bhagavad Gita. He could give the knowledge. So the Bhagavad Gita, it is a celestial song sung by Krishna. It's a song that Krishna sang in the battlefield. Usually nobody sings in the battlefield. Everybody is fighting, busy, having enviousness coming up. Even you see a cricket match. Recently we had a cricket match in India and Pakistan. That was the talk of the town. Everybody in the world is talking about it. So there was the enmity on what to say, it's a sports ground. There was enmity there, people could see. And of course, I didn't watch the match, but I came across so many reels and so many news that everybody said they didn't shake hands, they did not accept the trophy, and lots of things are happening. They were full of enmity on the sports ground. What to say of the battleground? The battleground is full of enviousness, hatred. Then only you can fight. If you don't hate the other person, how will you kill him? You got to have that enmity in you. But then Arjun was lacking in that. When he saw all of them, he got bewildered. He did not want to kill them now. He lacked that. And Krishna wanted that he should actually side with Dharma. He should remember that one has to work for Dharma. And the Dharma doesn't mean that you're a Sikh or a Hindu or a Muslim or a Sikh. It doesn't mean that. Dharma means following the words of the Supreme Lord. His words, that is Dharma. What he says, what the Supreme Lord, the message is given, that's Dharma. That's our Dharma. So now Arjun is bewildered and Krishna wants to speak this for us. Arjun is Gudakesh. Arjun is known as Gudakesh. Why he's called Gudakesh? Because Gudakesh means who has won over ignorance. Who is actually conquered sleep. That is Gudakesh. Who doesn't sleep at all. That is Gudakesh. So he's awakened. He's fully awakened. While sleeping also, he's chanting Krishna's name. You'll be surprised to know there are stories, so many beautiful kathas are there, where Krishna once was in his courtroom and he wanted to speak to Arjuna, and he called for Arjuna that somebody from the courtroom should go in the palace to Arjun's palace and bring him. They were in Dwarka at that time. So Satyabhama said, okay, I will go. She's the queen that is dear to Krishna there. Rukmini is also dear, but Satyabhama is also dear. So Satyabhama said, okay, I'll go and call Arjuna. She goes to the Arjun's Arjun's room, and she tries to go inside and wake him up because he's sleeping. But when she goes inside, she sees that Arjuna he's sleeping, his eyes are closed, but he's singing Krishna's name. He's doing kirtan. She starts dancing in that kirtan. She starts joins him in the kirtan. And now Naradji visits Krishna at the same time. Then Krishna says, Satyabhama went to call Arjuna, but she never came back. So Naradji said, okay, I'll go and check what's wrong. So Naradji goes there and he's playing his ektara and he's singing Narayan, Narayan. He's singing Krishna's name all the time. So he reaches the room there and he sees Satyabhama is dancing in the kirtan and Arjuna is singing and he's asleep. And then Naradji also joins in. He also starts singing because his kirtan is so melodious. He also joins in and they all are singing and dancing. And now Krishna says, whosoever go never comes back, what's wrong? So he goes himself and he says, everybody is dancing and singing his name. He also starts dancing with them. So you see, Krishna's name is so beautiful, so powerful. It's so potent that everybody who sings it enjoys it and relishes it and dances in it, in ecstasy. He gets that ecstasy. So that is how Arjuna is Gudakesh. Arjuna doesn't need any enlightenment. He's already enlightened. He's Krishna's buddy, we may say. He's the best friend of Krishna. Both have slept on one bed. Both have eaten in the same plate. They are very, very dear to each other. But then here, when Arjun is about to fight this battle, and Krishna says that I will be your chariot driver. So this, how he became the chariot driver, also there's a story behind it, that Duryodhana and Arjun, now both are on the rivalry. And now Krishna invites both of them to his room before the battle starts. He invites both of them. And he says that I'm going to give you two options now. One option will be that my Narayani Sena, my Narayani army will be on one side and I am on the other side without any weapon. I'll be Nihata, no weapon. And I will become a chariot driver. So I will lay, these are the two options. And the first option I put before Duryodhana. And when the both of them entered Krishna's room, Krishna was lying on the bed. And Duryodhana, being very full of pride, false pride, ego, he comes and he stands at the head side of Krishna. He never stands at the feet of Krishna. He stands at the head of Krishna. When Arjun entered, Arjun, naturally, he is a devotee, he is surrendered to Krishna. He is standing right at the lotus feet of Krishna. Now, Krishna opens up his eyes and he sees Arjuna and he sees Duryodhana like this. And then he places these two options before them. And Duryodhana is asked to pick up the first. Duryodhana said that I pick up what will I do with a Sarthi? I don't know. I don't want a chariot driver. I've got hundreds of chariot drivers. What would I do with a chariot driver who doesn't have any weapon on him as well? So I don't want such a chariot driver. I'm very happy with the celestial army. The army of Krishna. The army belongs to Krishna. That is the celestial army, fully weaponized with Narayani weapons. And it's not in hundreds, it's in lakhs. That Sena, that army of Krishna. He says, I'm not a fool. Why would I go for a Sarthi? I don't want a Sarthi. I don't want a chariot driver. I'm happy with the army. And he takes over the army. And Krishna smiles and says, Tathastu. And Arjun and Duryodhana is fully happy and he's assured now that he is going to win the battle. Because he had now the Narayani Sena with him. Even he was so clever as a politician that he had, by his cunning ideas, he had even taken up the real mama, the real uncles of Arjuna, the Pandavas, on his side. They were fighting from Duryodhana's side rather than siding with their own nephews. Because when they were coming to the battlefield, to Kurukshetra, to side with their nephews, they were on the way. And Duryodhana, what he did, he made camps for them, welcoming them before at a place where the Pandavas had placed it later, and much ahead of the Pandavas, he made a camp there, welcoming all their uncles. And their uncle, he welcomed at a place that was much earlier to where the Pandavas had made the camp. And now when the Pandavas' uncle, when he reached there and he saw the arrangements, he was very much happy. He said, these are very beautiful arrangements done. You have welcomed us. He never knew this was Duryodhana's plan. He said, whosoever done such a great arrangement, I'm going to give my life for them. I will fight for them. He was thinking that they are Pandavas, it would be Pandavas. But then it came out to be Kauravas, the Duryodhana. And then he said, oh, I've given the word now. I'll have to fight against my own nephews now. And he fought against his own nephews. So this happened. The Duryodhana is said to be Prabhupada says, Chanakya Pandit says that nobody can beat Duryodhana as a politician. He's the best of the politicians. If the politicians want to take any guidance, they should read Duryodhana's character. That's how he was. So now Duryodhana he was convinced that he is going to win now. Because he's got everything on his side. All the big armies he has, everything. And now when Krishna looked at Arjun, when Duryodhana left the room, Krishna looked at Arjun. And Arjun was very much tense and a worryful expression on his face. And Krishna asked Arjun, why are you worried now? What happened? Now Duryodhana is gone. He's taken the army. He said, that's why I'm worried. Had he asked about you, had he asked that he wanted you, so what would we have done? We Pandavas have nothing else but you. We have no other. We don't depend on anyone. We only depend upon you. Had he taken you away from us, how would we have survived then? What would have happened to us? And you know what Krishna replied? Krishna said, if I had given the intelligence to Duryodhan, then only he would have asked about for me. I did not give him the intelligence to ask me. I gave him the intelligence to go for the army. So you see, when we come to Krishna, when we surrender, he gives us the intelligence. His mercy flows to us, and he gives us the intelligence that we take him as our benefactor. We take him as a supreme Lord. We surrender to him. So all the intelligence we may think is coming, yes, it's coming from Krishna. If we want to go away from Krishna, like yesterday somebody questioned me in the program there, so that everybody is working under Krishna. They all have Krishna in their hearts as Paramatma. So why they all want to go to him only? So why there is this, that we have to follow a certain path, to go back to him? Why we have to do that? Then I told him, I said, even a man who steals, who robs others, of course, he's working under Krishna's order only. So Krishna is making him do all these things. But why he's doing? Because he has that liberty, independent will. And he desires to do so. That's why Krishna is guiding him to do that. Arjuna was totally surrendered. So Arjun is already a surrendered soul. So Krishna is guiding him, bringing him more nearer to him. So if we surrender, if we really work for Krishna, if we really love Krishna, then Krishna gives us the intelligence. That happened even with Arjuna. When Arjun got bewildered, so it was that when Arjun got bewildered there, in the battlefield, when Krishna became his Sarthi, and purposely Krishna brings the chariot in the midst of the war, in the midst of both the armies. So when the chariot is driven there, Krishna looks around and he gets bewildered. He sees his guru. He sees Bhishma Pitama, the great-grandfather there. He sees Dhritarashtra, he sees the sons of Dhritarashtra. They are his cousins. He gets totally bewildered. He says, I have everybody senior to junior here. They all belong to my family. They are my family. And I don't want to kill them. I don't want a kingdom where everybody that is full of the blood of others or of my own relatives. And as normal human being like us will say, oh, Krishna is Krishna made him fight. Arjun is very intelligent. He doesn't want to fight. He has given up already. Before fighting, he's given up. So then Krishna wants for him to realize that what he's giving up is not piety. It's not piety. It is that he's giving up the words of Krishna, the dharma. He's siding with that is not dharma. So here he gets bewildered and he speaks all these intelligent words to Krishna. In the first chapter you will see. He speaks everything very intelligently, which we also will agree to it. But then he is so bewildered, then he starts crying. He goes into depression and he starts crying. He says, I'm totally confused. I don't know what to do now. That happens in all our lives, Our lives are like that. At certain point, we get confused. We don't know what to do. We are suffering. We have tried everything, and then we give up. So when we give up, how should we give up? So we should give up depending on Krishna. That whatever the guidance you will give now, I will take it from you. So when Arjun says to Krishna, Shishaste mam shadimam tvam prapannam, I become your disciple. You be my guru now. And now you guide me what to do. And as you will say, I will do. So this is how the Bhagavad Gita begins now. Then Krishna starts speaking. Then he starts telling that how one should be in this life, what one should do. Then he tells Arjuna that now I'll explain you everything in detail. And he took 45 minutes just to give the Bhagavad Gita there. So that takes us ages to understand. But Bhagavad Gita is so simple. Krishna gave in 700 verses. what the Bhagavatam speaks of bhakti in 18,000 shlokas. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he condensed it so much, he gave just 8 verses. The whole Bhagavad Gita in 8 verses you can understand. Just in those 8 verses, you will get to know everything, the importance of human life, why we've got the human life, what we should pray in human life, what should we ask from Krishna in this human form. He explains it all in 8 shlokas. And the last verse, he completely tells us how one should surrender to Krishna. He gives his own, he has come in the form of a devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaur Nitai, we say Gauranga. He came in the form of a devotee, in the garb of a devotee. But he is the Yugal Roop of Radha and Krishna himself. He is both Radha and Krishna together. He came in the mood of Radharani. He took the complexion of Radharani. But the mood is Radharani, and he's come to distribute the holy name. So that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. So he actually came for us to go back to Godhead. Krishna, when he came, he killed all the demons. If you go to the Bhagavatam, you will come to know in the chapter that when Krishna comes, he killed the demons, various demons in Vrindavan. Every day he used to kill demons. Before his lunch, dinner, he used to kill demons. But he killed Putana, he killed Shakatasur, he killed then Trinavrita. He killed so many demons. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came, he transformed those demons into devotees. Had Krishna been there when we had now at this time, had Krishna come, he would have killed all of us because we have all the demonic qualities in us. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful that he actually transforms, by the holy name, he has transformed the demons into devotees. So what Prabhupada gave in America in 1965 when he lands in America, he gave the holy name and he transformed those hippies into happies. I was personally I was doing a course with Lakshmi Moni Mataji, disciple of Prabhupada, long time back in 2005 or 6. I was doing a teacher training course with her. She was heading that, and she was teaching us that. So she gave her personal experiences. She was telling that she was a hippie. She said, I was a hippie from a very rich family, very well-to-do family. But then I was searching. We wanted to be high have ecstasy. We want to be like, the hippies were searching for actually someone supreme. Who is the supreme? They had those inquisitiveness in them. And then she said she met Prabhupada and her life changed. They were totally changed. She changed so many of them. I had personal association with Yamuna Mataji I had. So I was very fortunate to meet them and then take directly the nectar from them. That how they all transformed. My Guru Maharaj, he was double MBA. He did his first MBA from Sorbonne University in Paris. He was born in an extremely rich family in India. His father was British naval officer. He was born there, he went to college in Delhi, and then he went on scholarship to Sorbonne University, Paris, one of the best universities in France. He did his first MBA. In 1965, he did his first MBA from Sorbonne University, Paris. And then he got a scholarship and he went to Montreal for second MBA. He did that on scholarship, the second MBA in Montreal. And then he was appointed in Pepsi as an executive director at that time, 1968. And he was earning 1 lakh rupees per month. His salary was 1 lakh rupees per month. That people get now. And 1 lakh must be like 1 CR, more than 1 CR 1 month. But then he was searching for the Supreme Lord. I had personal association, my husband, my Prabhuji and I, then Guru Maharaj was, once we were going around Delhi, we had to drop him to the big temple. So he was in our car. So we were dropping him, so my Prabhuji took away that coincidentally went right from the colony from the place where Guru Maharaj used to live with his parents. His old house big house was there. So we just went through those lanes. That is a very beautiful, like a very rich, posh area and a very beautiful place. So we were going through that, and then he showed us. He said there is this temple. He showed us a temple. He said as a young boy, he used to come every day here. Then he showed us the shops where he used to be around with his friends and all. Then he was talking about himself. And then his friends, later on, those friends, one of his friends, his wife, they took initiation from Guru Maharaj. So then he went to Montreal, and there he went to ISKCON temple. And when he went to ISKCON temple, the first service he got was because he came to know that Srila Prabhupada was coming to the temple. He was coming to Montreal and would stay for 1 month in Montreal. So Prabhupada was reaching Montreal and Guru Maharaj was there. He asked for a service. He said, how can any services there? Everybody was working cleaning the temple. Everybody was working very hard, all the few devotees who were there. So Guru Maharaj also asked, if you have any service for me, I'll also do. So they said, there is an apartment we have taken just 2 blocks away, like somewhere, and then there Prabhupada is going to stay. So can you go and clean that? And so Guru Maharaj got that service for his own spiritual master. So he went there, he cleaned it all, and then Prabhupada came, and for 1 month he had personal association with Prabhupada there. He would follow Prabhupada for his lectures, take him around, be with him, and that so happened that then he never went back to the material world. Then he was totally surrendered, and he started giving his full pay to Prabhupada, the pay packet to Prabhupada. And then ultimately he left his job and he became full-time with Srila Prabhupada. And then he took sannyas later. So this is how it is. A person who is double MBA and who is earning such a high salary, but he's searching for Krishna and finds the Guru, because he's searching for the Supreme Lord. And so here we have now Arjuna, who is surrendering to a Guru, that is Krishna. Krishna is Adi Guru. Krishna is the Adi Guru. And when we surrender to Krishna, Krishna actually reciprocates then only. Otherwise, he's there in our hearts as Paramatma. He's witnessing everything. He knows everything that's what's going on, but he will not interfere. Some people say, oh, if he knows this person is going to rob someone, why doesn't he stop him? He will never stop. He will in fact make it more easier for him to rob. Because it's the person's desire to fall into a pit, and he's letting him do it. If he from Krishna, he will push us more away from him. And if we want to go near to Krishna, he will pull us towards him. That's Krishna's policy. He says in Bhagavad Gita, he's given this is the manual for human life. He tells everything crystal clear in Bhagavad Gita. He says that Sarvasya Cham Hidi Sanvishto Mata Smriti Jnanam Apunam Cha. If you want to remember me, I will make it everything possible that you remember me always. But if you want to forget me, I will make it possible that you forget me very easily. So that is how it is. Sometimes we see, that why Krishna lets this happen or that happen. Because it was our desire. Somewhere in our heart, it was our desire. So our desire is very important. It only makes us come back again and again. The Gurbani says here, again, Bhai Prapat Manak Dehriya Govind Milaniki E Teri Bariya. So you've got the human form of life. Now is the golden chance to meet Govinda. But we don't want, because human form is meant for this only. Human form was not meant that we earn a lot of money and make a big house or a big factory and then one day we leave everything and go away. We have to leave. We have to leave everything. That is for dead sure. Nobody is going to take a single needle from here, a single penny from here. Nobody can take it. Bhaktichar Maharaj was telling in his lecture a story. And that story I was surprised, it was about Guru Nanak Dev Ji. He says Guru Nanak Dev Ji visited a householder, a very rich man. And that rich man was flaunting his wealth. when he entered his home, he flaunted his wealth. He said, you see, this is my big palace. I have this big house, my big, a lot of agricultural land, a lot of cattle, a lot of everything. I'm filthy, like he was filthy rich. And he was already so puffed up. And then Guru Nanak, he was we try to impress the other person by our wealth. So he was trying to impress him. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji just smiled and he said, very nice, very nice. Can you do me a favor? He said, of course, yes, why not? I can do anything. Whatever you ask for me, I can give you. He said, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, I want to give you something and I will take it back later. He said, sure, you can trust me. You give it to me, I'll give you back later. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, I want to give you a needle and I'll take it back from you. Then he said, when will you take it back? He said, in the next life. When we come back in the next life, I'll take this needle back from you. He said, are you crazy? That person, are you crazy? Who can give it back in the next life? Who knows where I will be, where you will be? Who will give you back this needle in the next life? I can't carry it even with me. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, do you understand why you are working so hard for all this? If you can't take it, why are you working hard for all this? This is not the reason that we were born for. People think that this is the reason we were born for. They all think that we were born to actually become Ishwaras, the controllers. I'll control my family, I'll control my household, I'll control my factory, I'll control my business, I'll be a CEO of my company, I'll be this, I'll be the controller. So we think we are born to be controllers, but there is only one supreme controller, that's Krishna. And this doesn't mean that we will not work. Krishna made it clear in Bhagavad Gita. He said, do your prescribed duties. Do where you are, what you are. You are a grasta. Arjuna is a grasta. He's speaking the Bhagavad Gita to a grasta. He did not choose a sannyasi or a brahmachari. He chose a grasta. So that people may know it, yes, you are in a grasta life, still you can come back to me. Still you can surrender. So he is telling this story to Arjuna. So that is how it is that when we surrender fully, then we actually are listening to the instructions of the Supreme Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita becomes crystal clear to us. We do our prescribed duties. Being a grasta, our duty is to earn a living, to keep our body and soul together, to earn a living, but we have more responsibility to the Supreme Lord. We do our duty to the family and we give our love to Krishna. But unless we do, we are in a reversed role. We love our families, but we give duty to Krishna. In the morning we get up, we light up an agarbatti, we light up an incense stick and a camphor lamp and do the arati and just that and read any mantra what we have, we will do that and it's over. Now back to, that is just a duty, we did it. And all the love is for the family. For family, for your children. To remember Krishna, we have to play mridanga. We have to do kirtan. To remember your family, who plays mridanga? To remember your son or a daughter, nobody plays a mridanga or do kirtan for that. They remember them as they always remember them. You never forget them actually. Your children, you never forget them. To remember Krishna, one has to make an effort. To remember Guru, one has to make an effort. But life should become like that. You remember them so easily, you never forget them. They're always with you. So if you have Krishna always with you, Krishna keeps you always with him. That's Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. The 4th chapter, 11th verse, he says, Ye yatha mam prapadante tastevam bhajame aham. Those who surrender to me, in what degree you surrender to me, in that degree I reciprocate with you. If your surrender is 10%, I reciprocate with you 10%. If your surrender is 100%, I'm 100% in your thoughts, so you are also in my thoughts 100%. So everybody can be a judge for themselves. Everybody can know how much they are surrendered, how much they are serving the spiritual master, how much they are serving Krishna. But Krishna takes the service always through the spiritual master. That's what he tells Arjuna. He tells Arjuna, that's why when Arjun declares that, oh, I'm your Shishya now, I'm your disciple. Disciple means discipline. Disciple means who works in discipline. So when Arjuna declares that, oh, I am your disciple, now you guide me, then Krishna starts speaking. Then actually Krishna reveals. So that is how it is when we cry for Krishna, Guru appears in our lives. Krishna makes it so that the Guru appears. We know the story of Prahlad, we know the story of Dhruv. When Dhruv actually left the palace, his stepmother was not letting him sit in the lap of his own father. So Dhruva was very much agitated by that. He was very angry. He went to his mother and he said that, who can help me? I want to play with my father. Raja Uttanpad, the king Uttanpad's son he is. He is a king's son. And he says to his mother, the king has got two wives, Suniti and Suruchi. So Suruchi is the stepmother for Dhruva and Suniti is his own mother. So he goes to his mother. Suruchi is very favorite for Uttanpad. The stepmother is favorite and his own mother, the king doesn't like her. So now when the king listens to Suruchi and does not play with Dhruva, Dhruva is very agitated and angry and he goes to his own mother and he asks his mother Suniti that I want to sit in the lap of my father. But she says, and the Suruchi, the stepmother, is not letting me do that. And Suniti says, I cannot help you because I am not a favorite of your father. So he says, who can help me? So being a mother, it is said the mother is the first guru of the child. She's the first guru. So she's being and perfect in this, she says only one person can help you. And he says, who is that person? And she says, that is the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna can help you. And he says, where to find Krishna? The second question comes from Dhruva, 5-year-old boy. He says, where to find Krishna? And she says, I've heard Krishna is found by the sages and the saints in the forest. And Dhruva doesn't turn back now. He runs to the forest. He goes into the forest and he cries for Krishna. He yells and screams. He says, he calls out Krishna's name, but nobody comes. But then, when he's so much in pain and agony and he's screaming at his top of his voice, he's calling out Krishna's name, and then who appears? Naradji appears. Naradji is the guru, the spiritual father for Dhruva. Because whose mercy is it? Krishna's mercy. Krishna heard his cries and he sends his representative, go and help him. Test him, help him. Because Krishna is going to take a lot of tests. And so Guru appears, Naradji appears. And Dhruva, he again takes a test of Dhruva. Dhruva says, who are you? He says, now Naradji says, I am Narada. And then Dhruva, he asks Dhruva, what are you doing in the jungle? You are just a 5-year-old boy. You are dressed up as a prince. You look to be a prince. So he says, yes, I'm a prince. And he says, what are you doing in the forest? He says, I'm looking for Krishna. My mother has said that Krishna can help me. And Naradji says, it's not kids. The children, it's time for you to play. It's not time for you to be in the forest. Go back to your king, to the palace. He says, no. He's very determined. Dhruva, what it means determined, fully determined. Dhruva says, no, I want to find Krishna. I have to. I want a kingdom much bigger to my own father, what to say, and my grandfather. I want to show my stepmother, because she has objected to me sitting in the lap of my father. So now, out of this feeling, he has come to look for Krishna. But his mother actually guided him to the right person. She said, Krishna can help you. So here he says to Naradji, if you can help me, it's okay. Otherwise, you take your way. I don't want your help. I want Krishna. I will not go back to the palace. So now Naradji saw that he has passed the test. and he gives him the mantra. He gives him the mantra to chant, and then Dhruva, with full determination, chants this mantra for 6 months only, but with full determination, and that determination is so strong that he is not eating anything. He's just taking the first month, he's taking dried flowers, dried leaves, dried fruits that fell from the trees. And then gradually he stopped that. He's just, till the 6th month came, he was just taking in 3 days' time, once air he used to take in. You will say, oh, that how can that is possible? But this is Satyuga we are talking of. This happened in Satyuga. And Bhagavatam speaks of it, so it is 100% correct. And if you want to again test it, because I write on interfaith, I've written books from Guru Granth Sahib and the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, the similarities. So in the Granth Sahib, it clearly mentions the holy scripture of the Sikhs, because I am a Sikh myself. So I have the access to the scripture, I have read it. So it says there, Ram japoji aise aise, Dhruv Prahlad japyo har jaise. So chant the holy name of Hari, chant the name of Ram, as Dhruv and Prahlad did it. So Dhruv and Prahlad are our ideals. 5 and 7-year-old boy, these two boys are our ideals for bhakti. So here it is Dhruva, who's 6 months of chanting the holy name, forced Krishna to appear before him. Because all the demigods, they went personally to Krishna, it says. Because the Mother Earth could not take it says, the weight of Dhruva's toe. Because he was chanting on his one leg. And his toe was pressing on the ground. And Mother Earth says that I cannot take the pressure of his toe, because his austerities are so strong that I am actually going down. I cannot take it, the pressure. And she requested, all the demigods go to Krishna and request, please go and give darshan to Dhruva. And Krishna appears before Dhruva. He places his conch shell on the forehead of Dhruva. And as he touches it, Dhruva starts singing the glories of Krishna. The Sanskrit verses which he had never read, never heard even. And he was singing those verses, Sanskrit verses. So this is how Dhruva became the most dear devotee of Krishna. Krishna said, now you wanted a big kingdom, I give you. But he said, I don't want it now. And Dhruva says, I don't want it. I want to go with you now. I was looking for, pieces of glass. I found a diamond now. How can I leave the diamond for pieces of glass? I don't want that kingdom. He said, I'm going to give you the kingdom of whole earth. You're going to rule the whole earth now. He said, I don't want it. Krishna said, no, you will get it now. But what I will do is, I will take away the attachment to that kingdom from you. You will serve your kingdom as being their father or servant. You will not be attached to the kingdom. I will take all the attachments away from you. You, likewise, for the devotees have the senses, devotees have everything. But Krishna takes away all the attachment to what they have. They may be filthy rich, you may see the devotees have got lots of opulences with them, but they have no attachment to that opulences. That's what Krishna does that. He takes away their attachment to the opulences. They don't want opulence. They just want to serve Krishna. And that's what happened to Dhruva. That's why he's the ideal for the whole world. So we are so fortunate that Prabhupada has revealed all this to us. And the mercy of the spiritual master makes it easy for us to understand. So this is how the Guru is so important in our life. Without the mercy of the spiritual master, nothing can happen. Dhruva was given the kingdom of whole earth, and plus what Krishna gave him, because he was insisting so much that he did not want all this. So Krishna said, I give you a kingdom, eternal planet of your own, Dhruv Loka. You will reach that planet at the end of your life in this same body only. You will never give up this body. You will reach there, and that will be your Loka. the planet where you will train others to reach Goloka. And then when his time came to leave this planet, the mortal planet Earth, for Dhruva, the Garudji came. And he sat on the Garudji, keeping his foot on Yamaraj. They say it's for the first time happened that somebody places his foot on Yamaraj and sits in the Garuda, on the seat of a Garuda. And then when he's seated there, he asked the Vishnu Dutas, then where is my mother? Where is my mother Suniti? Because she was the first guru. He said, where is she? So the Vishnu Duta said, she is already seated in the other plane and she has reached the Dhruvaloka. She'll be there with you always. She'll reside eternally with you. So this is how the bhakti of Krishna makes it. This is how a spiritual master, a spiritual father blesses. So we are very fortunate that Prabhupada gave us the simple way. Such a simple, Krishna says, bhakti is su, sukham and simple. It's very simple, su and saral means simple, and su sukham. Su sukham means it's going to give you pleasure all the time. It'll put you in a bliss, it will give you happiness all the time. So this is how we are very fortunate that Srila Prabhupada, being our eminent Shiksha Guru, he gave us all this so easily, which we have actually received. So there is, as I said, without the Guru's blessing, nothing happens. Guru Seve te Thakur Jane. The Gurbani says, those who serve the Guru will know Krishna. Nobody else can know Krishna. Nobody can get access to Krishna unless you serve the spiritual master. Unless you serve the spiritual master very sincerely. Spiritual master is not asking you for your money or any physical, he doesn't need any service physically. He wants you to serve Krishna physically, that is in the temple, or the instructions of the spiritual master, that's all. He doesn't want money from you, he doesn't want anything. But those who surrender, they themselves want to serve. That happens. They want to serve. So it is our desire that we serve Krishna with we say tan man dhan, that physically and with your mind and with your all the whatever I would say the material, whatever wealth you have in the material world, with that. So we have these three things to serve Krishna always with. And he says in Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says is, I accept from my devotee patram pushpam phalamatoyam. He says, even if you offer me one single leaf, a tulsi leaf, a single leaf, or a single fruit, he gives in a singular way. He doesn't speak of plural. He says singular. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. This is Sanskrit. So patram means one leaf. Toyam, little bit of water. And a one fruit. He says, even if you serve me with that with full love, I accept it. But the main ingredient is love. And love means service. Love means surrender. We love our family, we love our children. How does we show our love to them? We show our love to them by serving them. Because you see, you especially cook for your son or daughters the foods which they love to eat. So that is how it is. So with love, the main ingredient is love. So when we offer our love to Krishna, Krishna is very pleased. So he says that again and again, the Bhagavad Gita, Dadami Buddhi Yogantam, he says there, Tesham Sata Yuktanam Bhajantam Priti Purvakam. Those who worship me with love, I give them the intelligence to come back to me. So that is how Krishna is. He gives us the intelligence, but provided we serve him with love. So that is I think so the class goes on till 5:45? It's 5:45 now. It goes till what time?
Usually it's finished by now.
It's finished by now, okay. So you have what, the Aarti now? What time?
Gaurati is usually 6:20, Mataji. But
6:20.
because
Ajay, it's only 5:45 now. No, this clock is not okay? Oh, it's 6:45. Not that close. Yeah. So we can take question answers. Yeah, any question is there? We can quickly take a question answer before the Gaurati starts. No question? Yes, Prabhuji.
You're talking about giving as an expression of love.
Yes.
I was just listening to a lecture where Prabhupada said that Krishna is actually training us, teaching us this give and take, and that develops our love. But unfortunately, we have a tendency to not give very much and take as
Take
much
more,
as
as
we can.
much as we
So
can.
I wonder how we flip the switch, change it around.
That's right. That's human tendency. We are very greedy. We want to give less and take more. We want to exploit the other person. And we don't leave Krishna also out of that. But when we give more, we receive, we will be getting more. This Krishna's policy is. He's the biggest mathematician. So Krishna has given this mathematics clearly here, that if you give to me, you will receive in that proportion. So if you surrender completely to me, you serve me, you do anything, like Prahlad. So Prahlad actually gave everything to Krishna. He was not scared, not afraid. Even his father wanted to kill him. But then he was totally surrendered. He was never afraid. And then Krishna protected him. Krishna had to take such an incarnation that was unheard of. That's Narsinghdev, half man, half lion. So he came in a special, that is, appearance for his devotee, dear devotee. So that's how Krishna protects his devotees. That's how he reciprocates for the love of his devotees. So if we really love, and you would say, oh, who has seen these? These are just characters, you're talking about imaginary characters. Somebody may say that. But if you want to really test him, you can test him. There are so many examples I can reciprocates with his devotees. He reciprocated with Srila Prabhupada, we can see that ourselves. Who can build? Prabhupada went with just, I'm reading Prabhupada Leelamrit again, I don't know what, I've read it a number of times. So I'm reading it again with my group again. And we are on the third or the fourth chapter. And Prabhupada's struggles, if you will see in the early days, these struggles hardly, you would be surprised to know the struggles he was facing. He had no money left, he had no place to live, he had left his home, he had taken Vanprasth, and then later on sannyas. But he had no place in India, where to go, and he was running a successful business before that. He was earning at that time, it says 7,000 rupees a month. So 7,000 was a big amount at that time. I'm talking about early 1900s. But then he came to 1922, he met his spiritual master, then 1940s, by 40s, 45, his business was dwindling, 55, his business was gone, he left everything. But he was totally surrendered to the instructions what his spiritual master gave in 1922. He wanted to fulfill the desire of his spiritual master. And Krishna had the biggest plans for him. He was not being successful in preaching. He went to Jhansi. He wanted to start a league of devotees there. But Krishna did not support that for him. He could have said, oh, I'm Krishna doing everything for you, and still I'm not being successful. But he did not leave hope, because he knew there were greater plans for him. And so he got a ticket on a cargo ship after convincing Mrs. Morarji. At the age of 69, he travels to America with no money. No money. 40 rupees in Indian currency, that's all. And Bhagavatam set. Bhagavatam, not the set, the first canto of Bhagavatam. Few copies of that, around about 30 to 40 copies. He carried them to America with him. And no money. He lands there, and the captain of the ship, he says, Prabhupada says, I have no money. I'm landing in America. And he took a canto of Bhagavatam and gave him some $20, $25. And then Prabhupada, the story of Prabhupada started then. I went recently to Tompkins Park where he did the Kirtan. And there in the Tompkins Park, he did Kirtan and he made so many disciples. And from there, the Kirtan of Krishna, as I said, we started the story. Who remembers we started the lecture with who's Kirtan? What did I say in the beginning? Who was doing Kirtan? Who remembers? Let's see, it's a test for you all. Who were attentive? Who remembers? No one remembers, I'm surprised. I started the lecture with. Yeah, Arjuna was doing the Gudakesh. So Arjuna was doing Kirtan. And Prabhupada started the Kirtan in Tompkins Park. And you see, then when Arjuna is doing Kirtan, Satyabhama comes and Naraji comes and then Krishna comes himself. All start dancing. So when Prabhupada was doing Kirtan there, of course this all must have happened then. Krishna must have come, he was always there with Prabhupada. Prabhupada had heart attacks on the way. 2 heart attacks. And Krishna comes in the dream and he says, the reason you have, I'm taking you there, it will be fulfilled. So you see, these are the latest miracles I can talk about. If you say, I don't believe when Narsinghdev appeared. But then Krishna, Prabhupada reaches Tompkins Park, he makes devotees there. And a person who never had money with him, in 12 years of time, he makes 108 temples. 108 temples in 12 years. It takes ages to finish one temple. But he makes 108 temples in 12 years. Comes back to, when he leaves this planet, he made 108. And gave his legacy to his own disciples. He empowered his disciples. When the Guru leaves the planet, he makes it a point to empower his disciples. He knows his sincere disciples. He empowers them. And likewise, Srila Prabhupada did. He empowered his disciples. And those disciples took the number from 108, that was in 1977. Today, in 2025, the number is more than 900. More than 900 temples all over the world. In Delhi, there was not a single temple when Prabhupada left this world. There was not a single temple. There were rented small place. There was a small place rented out where the deities of Shri Shri Radha Parthasarathi were installed by Srila Prabhupada. And he told my Guru Maharaj personally that I would love to have around about 12 temples in Delhi. Every nook and corner of Delhi is the capital of India. Every nook and corner should have a temple. He used to say, like you have the places where people go and buy cigarettes, pan and cigarette. Every nook and corner, every street has a shop where cigarette is sold out. In early days, they were like that, every nook and corner. So he said, likewise, there should be temples. And my Guru Maharaj took it so like the instructions of his spiritual master. He made many temples all over the world. In Vancouver, in Toronto, he made many temples all over the world. But especially in Delhi, he took it to the instructions so seriously that today in Delhi we have 22 big temples. They are not small temples. They are big, big, huge palace-like temples we have. 22 temples, not 12, not 1 or 2, but 22. So you see, his disciples he empowered. Srila Prabhupada empowered his disciples. These are miracles. They can't happen. A normal human being, a simple person cannot do that all. He made so many temples, and my spiritual master, he made the temples. He made, I would say, the book distribution. Prabhupada started with book distribution. He said the books, these scriptures should be distributed. On the roadsides, everywhere on the streets, these should be distributed. People, all the people, they cannot come to the temple. The devotees should go on the roads to give them. They have to be distributed. Marathon was started. Every December, there is the marathon, the Bhagavad Gita marathon. And next year, it should be doubled. This year, you sell 10 Bhagavad Gitas, next year it should be 20. Every year, one must double it. And then soon, my Guru Maharaj was actually the BBT chairman. Since then, since the times of Prabhupada, he was pioneer in printing all the scriptures and getting them translated to more than 80 languages of the world. And he would bring always the a book printed to Prabhupada. He used to get a book print. Whenever he used to meet Prabhupada, he used to get a new book printed and hand over to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was always jubilant with that. So that service Guru Maharaj gave. And during his times, 2020, the marathon started for the Bhadra Purnima marathon, the Bhagavatam marathon. First time the Bhagavatam marathon started. And Guru Maharaj was again pioneer in that, bringing so many devotees doing this service. And I don't know, he chose, like in 2020, I was preaching online and I was reporting everything to him. And he's told me in August 2020 that Radhika Kripa, I want you to do the marathon. I said, yes, Maharaj, I'll do it. And he said, your target is 1,000 Bhagavatam sets. I said, 1,000 is a lifetime target. But then I was talking on the phone, he must have smiled on the other side, but he empowered. That year we did 425 Bhagavatam sets. Next year, again he said, your target, and everybody was glorifying my success in doing the Bhagavatams. 425 is a big number. And when anybody said that, my Guru Maharaj said, her target is 1,000, she hasn't done yet. So there was no need to even clap for her, let her finish her target. So it was then the next year we did again. It was 626 we did the next year. So I said, being very clever, I said, now Maharaj, we have done, Guru Maharaj, we've done 1,000. 2 years, in 2 years' time we have done. And then also, he was happy, of course, but he still wanted that I do in one go 1,000. So gradually, then 525, the third year, the fourth year, 2023, we did again 565 Bhagavatam sets. But then 2020, when he left us, and then that year we did 800 Bhagavatam sets. So this year I told my group, I said, it's been that we have never tried sincerely that we will do 1,000. We were just thinking, oh, it's a big task and it's a big target, we cannot chase it. But then I said, this year we will now with full determination like Dhruva, we will all do it. And let's have a flyer made and put it across the globe that this year we go across 1,008 Bhagavatam sets. And you will be surprised to know, coming towards the end, nearly 3 weeks were getting over and we had done only 600 to 700 Bhagavatam sets. 300 we were still short for 1,000. And my group was really worried. They were working very hard. And then we had meetings, we had Zoom meetings. We were all in different parts of the globe. We could not meet physically. We were meeting on the Zoom and talking to each other, telling them what to do, how to do it. And then I said that when the targets were given, then also I had told them that you should pray to Guru Maharaj. We were praying very hard every day to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara and Guru Maharaj. And then I told them, I said, let's try this now. On a piece of paper, everybody should write their targets. Because some were complaining, oh, we are not able to achieve our targets. We call up people, they don't respond, they don't take our calls, because they know we are asking for them to join us for the Bhagavatam marathon. So it's not Bhagavatam marathon. Bhagavatam is an expensive scripture. With 18,000 verses, 18 books are there. So it is like, in India it's 10,000 rupees, and here it's $300, one set. So then I told them, I said, let's try this. On a piece of paper, write your target and place it on your altar. Place it before Guru Maharaj's picture. Place it before Prabhupada, the Guru Parampara. And pray very hard to Guru Maharaj and the Guru Parampara to bless us to achieve our targets. And you won't believe it, the 1 week that was left, we were racing like everybody was pouring. In one day, we did 150 Bhagavatam sets. And the next day it was coming like, everybody was calling up and giving the money and saying, we want to do Bhagavatam from you. And they were going to our links and paying immediately into the temple accounts. And we finished the marathon at 1,108 Bhagavatam sets. We exceeded by 100 Bhagavatams. So it was 1,108 Bhagavatam sets we did. So this is all, it's no less than a miracle itself. It's blessings of the spiritual father. It's a blessing of the Guru Parampara. So these are miracles I can share with you. If you think, oh, those Ancient ones like Dhruva and Prahlad, these are like beyond our reach. But yes, Krishna's mercy is still working. It's working right now. If you really want to test, you can do it. So please join in and be a surrendered soul at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So any question anybody has? It's already 7 and I think so the Aarti is about to start. Any question? No question? Yes. Yes, but
You said at each stage of our life we have to perform our duties. We have to look after work, our responsibilities towards work, our responsibilities towards our family. How do we find the right balance?
actually, the right balance is where you can stretch yourself. One has to go out of their comfort zone to please Krishna, that's for sure. Some austerity has to come in your life. You have to go beyond your comfort zone. So that is important for us. Like for me, Guru Maharaj said in the beginning days only, he said, Mangal Aarti has no option for you. So Mangal Aarti, that meant that every day I must attend Mangal Aarti. So that will bring auspiciousness in life. Listening to the spiritual master, listening to the words, instructions. So these are all important. And balance means that it's up to you where you can extend yourself, till what level you can extend yourself. Because everybody has a unique life of their own. So for me, the other day I told you the example of my going and giving lecture there. I think so you were present when I was giving that. So it was like somebody would say, oh, how careless mother she is. Someone, my mother used to say that. And going to a temple, I had to, people go to movies and clubs, they lie, you know. And I had to lie that I'm going to see a movie, I'm not going to the temple. I had to say that sometimes. Because everybody would say, oh, always temple, always temple. But my interest was that only. And I was very fortunate that my husband's interest was the same as mine. So it depends upon you. The best thing is this only, what I have told you. Never forget Krishna, always remember Krishna. So now it's up to you how you can mold your life so that there is nothing as balance, you know. There is nothing that we balance, we put our feet in both, the 2 legs in 2 boats. We can't do that. But then we have to choose one. Spiritual life is important. We have to choose spiritual life. And I'm not saying that you sacrifice your job, your business for that. But make such a thing you must synchronize that of course both of them can go hand in hand. Well balanced, but give priority to the spiritual world. If you don't give priority to this, the spirituality, Krishna will not give priority to us. That's for sure. So that I've experienced in 26 years. That's absolutely correct. And if we say, oh, I want to experiment myself, I don't believe in that, then that is actually, we never, somebody says, this is poison, if you drink, you will die. You don't say that I want to experiment myself first. Nobody wants to do that. They have faith in what the other person is saying. So likewise, it's tried and tested. And we have to have priorities in our life. And the guru and service is the priority. One should give priority to that. So bhakti, devotional service is most important. This is the most important because I have access, as I said, to scriptures. Both the scriptures say the same. In the group says, Jo na bhajante Narayana, tinka main na karu darshana. Those who don't worship Narayana, I don't want to look at them even. So that doesn't mean that we don't look at oh, that is a Christian or that is a Muslim, he doesn't bhajante Narayana, so we don't look at them. No. That is very highly misunderstood. That means that if we bhajante Narayana, if we are the ones who worship Krishna, we love everybody. We love even an ant. We respect an ant even. So what to say of the human beings, whether they belong to any religion, man-made religion. We love everybody. But then we may not like what they eat or what they do. But yes, we love them, you have compassion for them. You pray to Krishna for all of them. And then Krishna softens the heart of the other person also. And you will be surprised when I wrote this book. This book is in Sindhi and Urdu, circulated in Pakistan. I preached there as well. So when this was written, I had traveled to Pakistan, and this book was translated by a devotee in Sindhi and Urdu, and it's distributed there. So when the Urdu copy came, I know a Muslim family. So I know many Muslim families. So they are a very rich family in London. They live in Bradford. So very respectable address they have. They have big warehouses. Because my father originally, he was born and brought up in Lahore. And during partition, he came to Delhi. But he had his friends, school friends in Lahore. So they traced us and we met again in 1979s and 80s. And then we traveled to London to meet their family in London. So when this book came up, also I used to call him uncle. So I was in London preaching. So I took the book to him and I showed him. And he's passed away now. He was very liberal. He said, I have read Bhagavad Gita, I've read Granth Sahib. He had a big library in his home. So he said, I've read all this. Then he went through my book and the Urdu one, and he looked like this and he said, yeah, I pick up from your book. It means that unless you worship Vishnu, you cannot go back. I said, yeah. And then he says, I tell my daughter-in-law, they don't cook non-veg for me, just give me some dal and sabji. So in their hearts, everybody knows it. They understand. If they are intelligent enough, then they read and they know. So we don't hate anybody. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, you have to respect an ant even. You don't defame anyone. You respect them. So, Jo na bhajante Narayana, tinka maina karu darshana means that one has to actually go back to Godhead, one has to worship Krishna. One has to surrender. Real worship is surrendering. Worship just doesn't mean puja archana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it clear, Nam Nam Kari Bahuda. His name is most important. Chanting the holy name. So tomorrow, because now the time is not there, so tomorrow if I give a class somewhere, I will be talking about that how in the Granth Sahib it says how Hari's name is so important. The glorification of the name. We will do that tomorrow then. Tomorrow or day after, wherever we meet. Hare Krishna. So let's go for the Aarti now. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita Yatha Roop ki jai. So there's an announcement. There are a few books here. We are finishing off with the books because I have a trip to Adelaide and Sydney also later. But we have very few books left. If you are interested, you can contact Ritesh Prabhu. He can guide you. Hare Krishna.